Force Media, unclog your feed.
In the Bravo universe, there are two equally destructive forces: the housewives, who start it, and the producers, who make sure it finishes on camera. These are their stories.
Well, he's got to take the reality court oath.
Oh, yes. Okay, I will. All right.
Okay, so are you going to start the show first?
Yeah, I'm going to start the show. Yeah, I'm going to start the show. Goodness. Welcome back to another episode of Reality Court. My name is Ace Fanning, and I am joined by just, such an average-looking person, Ana Quincoces. And guys, when I tell you that I had to really dress down today because I didn't want this person to feel inferior to me because of how hot and sexy and fashionable I am, I'm telling the truth. Guys, please welcome to Reality Court, one Mr. Reza Jackson. Wow.
Everybody shimmy. Everybody shimmy.
Reza, is it weird for you kind of like being famous now and like just being average looking?
Don't worry. Our listeners already know him.
I know.
And they know that,
He's just, this is great. I love it. The best average looking man out there.
I will say this though. I think that it's so cool getting to know that like you had your ugly duckling phase,
Mm-hmm. I sure did.
Yeah.
Sorry, before we get into the oath and everything, I just wanted to ask you this, but like, do you still ever get like those insecurities coming up because of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because now you're like, oh, well, I am super hot and I'm walking in New York Fashion Week and people want me and everyone wants to have sex with me and all that stuff. But do those thoughts still ever creep in?
Always. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it's not the same thoughts as like, am I pretty enough, or am I good looking enough, or am I tall enough? Like there's
Right.
different stages of like what those thoughts look like at different parts of my life. When I was a little kid and like super ugly, it was like, am I just good looking enough? I had like baby fat braces, etc. And then in college, it was like, am I tall enough? And then I grew out a beard, grew a personality, and the tall thing didn't really matter anymore.
Oh, it didn't matter, right?
But
nobody cares about that.
Now it's a different story. Now I'm like, shit, am I like texting too much? Like, should I not triple text? Like, like there's different types of like, is it cringe that I create content on social media? And like, I like being on, like these are the kinds of like, I think insecurities evolve. They'll always be there. And I'm getting better as, a 36-year-old grown ass adult in terms of managing them. But I don't think they ever go away. I don't wake up thinking I'm the greatest man in the world.
Oh,
Not yet.
I do.
Not yet.
Just
All right, let's do
all
this.
right, Reza, we need you to take our reality court oath, please.
Okay, so just raise your left hand. It's all backwards, so raise your left hand and repeat after me. I, Reza Jackson, do solemnly swear.
I, Reza Jackson, do solemnly swear
to tell some version of the truth.
to tell some version of the truth.
To own it.
To own it.
To not be all uncool.
To not be all uncool.
So help me, Andy Cohen.
So help.
That's our oath.
So help me, Andy Cohen.
Andy Cohen. All right. You can shimmy at the end again.
Thank you.
We're going to add that. We're going to add the shimmy.
Add a shimmy to each one.
You're going to just add the shimmy moving forward to all your podcasts.
Moving forward to everything.
I want
why
this
not?
to be copyrighted. The shimmy by Reza Jackson.
Absolutely.
Okay. I get royalties.
Okay.
So, Reza, everyone's now knowing you from the Valley Persian style. You came in and everyone fucking loves you. Now, I will say, I felt like at the beginning, they kind of tried to make us think like, oh, we're not going to love Reza. We already know our Reza. We've got one Reza. We don't need another. And then you came in and everybody just fucking loves you.
Yeah.
Like you're hot. But most of the time I feel like hot people don't have to be nice. I know if I was hot, I would be terrible. But you're very kind. You are Switzerland, you're a peacemaker on the show. How has it been filming the show?
It's actually interesting because me watching, like, as a first year cast member, whatever, it's just fascinating to see yourself on TV and you have no idea how it's going to be edited. And to answer your question, like during filming, I don't have the experience that like Golnessa or Reza has, and they know and what to expect of like what's going to be filmed, what's going to be shown, what's going to be edited in, what's going to be edited out. And so I kind of just went into it rogue with one rule of thumb. And that is, if I can look back and say I did what was, I guess, authentic or real to me, and it was a real reaction or it was a real response, and it wasn't me trying to look cool or trying to look rich or trying to look like a peacemaker or whatever, because you have those thoughts after each scene. You're like, oh shit, I
Of
can't
course.
believe I checked out that girl while I was on a date. And then I'm like, wait, that's me, so it's fine. And so it was kind of like a mental health experience in a sense, because it allowed me to be like, because when you're on camera and there's like 5 cameras around you, I'm having a conversation with Amir about his ex-wife, or Greg about Tanin in a car accident. Like, these are some serious conversations. And, perhaps in a normal life setting, you might get a text and look at it, right? Whereas while filming, you're completely committed to that person
Focus.
and you're not looking at the cameras, you're not performing for the camera. And so
Right.
all in all, I think net, it made me realize that those were the moments that I was the most present at. And I want to do more
That's
things in life where I'm present.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear you say that. It's rare for a first year on reality TV to be that aware of what's going on around you. So that's great, because I kind of see you as developing season after season and just becoming somebody who, like an onion, right? We're going to see your layers. We're going to see, who knows what we'll see in you. You're like one of the single ones, right?
Yeah.
So maybe a Bravo wedding.
Uh-oh. those those typically don't turn out well.
Let's
It's like
l- let's
in my
ask you about
world,
kids now. Let's really put the pressure on
Oh,
you.
what are you, my dad? What-
no, he's mocking me. He hasn't called me old yet today, but it's
Yet.
grandma and all this stuff and whatever.
well,
Let me ask you a question. You've been really the peacemaker between Sky and Tannen?
yeah.
Is it? No, not Tannen. Oh, okay,
Hannah
yeah.
and Tasha, we all have multiple names
Okay.
in this household.
So everybody else seems to be pissed off at Sky. And as a viewer, I'm kind of pissed off at Sky. Not so much with the friends. I don't love how she is with Bomb Squad. How Bomb Squad is what Reza F calls him, but Bamshad,
Uh-huh.
because he seems like a really good guy and he wants to be honor her, but also I think he knows she's a fucking pain in the ass. Can I say that?
I think I think that's a fair
Yeah,
assessment.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't think that's something that she would object to either. I don't think she thinks that she's a walk in the park. And I think she's
Right.
proud of that, right?
Is she?
I think
Okay.
she's proud of like the strong aspect of being a strong woman. But what was your question? Is she
Well, to me, has that cost you anything within the group being like the peacemaker? Does anybody tell you like just let it go or
yeah.
focus on you?
So here's the thing. I think one thing you got to realize is like when we're filming, like we're in the group settings, right? We're in Palm Springs, but I'm not personally exposed to the dinner that she had with Bamshad,
Right.
where I think was kind of like the turning point of her kind of looking pretty bad in terms of like her behavior. Yes, at Palm Springs, it was pretty bad and it was evident, but the dinner with Bamshad was kind of worrying, right? Or I guess like
Yes.
validating some of the thoughts that the audience might have had. And I didn't see that until last week, right? So I
Right.
wasn't privy to that. And so
You're right.
how I naturally fell into that sort of peacemaker position or whatever, people ask this all the time. Like, I wasn't sitting there strategically thinking, this would be great because then I could, play in multiple scenes or whatever. No, I was with Courtney and I was kind of just into her. And this whole thing was going down. And I was like, I have nothing to contribute here. She's not attacking me. They're not attacking me. I'm just chilling. And I feel bad for her because she's like the only one that's left out. And it's like 10 people at once. And so I wanted to be there for her as her friend and like support her. And that kind of naturally put me into that, I guess, quote unquote, peacemaker
Peacemaker, yeah.
position. Did I get some slack from the group? Yes. Did that slack grow as she kind of became worse with the group? Yes. Right. So I think at the beginning it
Okay.
was like, cool, Reza, go do your thing, like tell her what's up and like kind of
Yeah.
be the messenger. But then I'm also getting slack of like, you're not being a good messenger because
Right.
you're not putting your foot down. And that is something that I'm like not the best at, right? It's hard. Like I went into that scene at lunch with her, sort of got thinking like, okay, you know what? I got this. I'm good at this. I do this all the time. I'm just gonna break it down to her. She's had some time to reflect. She's gonna take ownership on some pieces. Gonna go chat with Tanin. She's gonna take ownership. We're gonna bring them together, and it's gonna be, you know, bueno. And
Yeah.
it did not go that way, and I
Right.
wasn't strong enough to push harder.
I don't know that you're not strong enough. I think that, she's compared to me young, and I feel that a lot of women think that being strong is just being like, I'm not going to put up with this, I deserve this, I deserve that. And strength doesn't come from that. Strength is knowing when to pull back. Strength is knowing when to be soft. That saying, if you catch more whatever bees with honey or what, it's very true. And that is not that doesn't show strength, that shows immaturity. All the things that she says. And her husband to me seems like such a nice guy, but he also looks like a hostage in that situation. Like he feels he has to be there for his children. And no, I'm serious.
I mean,
I've seen a lot of relationships like that. I've had a hostage or two myself.
I've been a hostage. I currently am in this show.
Right.
I mean, I mean, I, I get that too. Honestly, I think it's a hostage. Obviously, is a extreme way to describe it. We are in a court of law here, so I get the terminology. But I think to give you a bit of context into Bamshad, and to be frank, like I don't know him that well. I can't say I've known him
Okay.
for years. So I'm coming from a deeper position than you, but not as deep as obviously someone like Sky who's known him for years. But he's an older cat, right? I think he's in his 60s. Like
Oh,
he
really?
looks so
Okay.
young. Like, look at that guy,
He
handsome as
does.
fuck. But he's in his 60s and he's had a marriage that didn't do well. And so I think when you're at that age, take back like what, 15 years of probably when he met Sky at like 50. He's like, you know what? I'm 50. I got to make this shit work. And
Yeah.
I don't
I don't
want
want to
to
die alone.
I don't want to die alone, and I don't want to,
Yeah.
and Sky does have really good elements to her, right? Obviously, we're not seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot of like the negative stuff. And so now it's just like, shit, what do I do? I'm kind of deep, 2 kids, 10 years. I'm 65. I'm not going to go out and get married again. Like, am I going to have kids at 65? It's already pretty late to have a 10-year-old at 65 years old, right? So
Right.
I don't know if he's 65, by the way, just make that correction. But I'm pretty sure
75
Can
is
you
what you keep
imagine?
saying.
it's
You
late
kept saying
I know.
75.
You said it.
late 50s, early 60s, and I was like,
Yeah, like to you, anything over 50 is like an old man or an old hag. I get it. I get it.
so,
Trust
so
me.
he needs
I
to
do a
make it
podcast with
work.
this guy.
He needs to make it work. So his tolerance for
Yeah,
Sky is going to be much higher than, let's say, if it
it's
was
true.
someone like me and I met someone like Sky today,
Then
right?
you'd
Like
be
right now,
like,
you'd be like,
yeah,
cringe, ick, goodbye, next.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, next.
How hard is it though for you coming in where this group does have such a history, like Reza, Golnesa, Mercedes, like
Nice. You pronounce it better than Andy.
and I just feel like it would be so hard to come in and just like try to kind of assert yourself, because that's your job. You have a job here. Your job is to be in the mix, and then but also be like, well, I don't know if this is my place to say anything.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it makes it even more difficult not being in the same category from like a family perspective, because a lot of these folks met through their kids' schools. And so they
Yeah.
have this like
Mm,
big thing in common, which is like going to kids' parties and like going to the park with their kids and doing this with their kids and all these things that involve kids that obviously I don't have, let alone kids.
that you know of.
I don't even
That
have
you
a
know of.
girlfriend. right? So
Right.
there's a bit of an age gap, but the age gap isn't really the issue. I'm 36. They're all kind of like 40s and above. That is, I think, what allows me to be able to be close enough with them to relate with them. But it makes it even harder not having kids and sort of trying to integrate. But then you have like Greg, you have Amir, who are like super close to me, and I remind them of their kind of single days, which is what makes it easier to integrate. But I will
Yeah.
say, in terms of like the OG cast, they've been so wonderful, like prior to filming, of prioritizing spending time with me and other
Hmm.
cast members, and I'm super grateful for that because that just makes it so much easier to actually integrate once it comes to filming.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with the fact that they lost Shaw's and now they know why that happened and they want, I think like Reza, for example, he's very like super analytical about it and he just really wants this to work. And I think that you are kind of unique in what you bring to that show. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were gone, the audience would really miss you because you add something. And I don't feel when I'm watching you that somebody's telling you be organic, be real, be whatever. I just think you're who you are. Take it or leave it. That's who I am. And so I love that. I really do. It's one of my favorite things about the show.
And I think obviously it's clearly not working because what'd you guys have like the #2 premiere? No
It's
one's
absolutely
watching. Like
not working at all.
5.5 million people are like, let's watch. It's like, oh, clearly it's
Oh,
not
No,
working.
this show sucks. Ew.
there's a lot of really great things about it. Reza was on Jeff, I don't know, a couple of days ago, and he mentioned that someone or you haven't been greenlit for a second season yet, which would be so stupid if they didn't do it. But that they've been asking them about introducing them to other people. For what? Like other people, I understand that this is a culture and it's part of what's fascinating to us. But the cast to me is perfect, if Bamshad and Sky get divorced, then you go through all that.
It's just
But I would
foreshadowing.
because that's what well, Reza says that like they're like, he thinks that it's really bad. So, what do you think about that? What would they asked you to like introduce
Yeah.
them to any? Okay.
I mean, look, you're asking a guy who's first year,
Yeah.
reality TV. I don't have that much experience. So like Reza's answer is going to be much more accurate. But to my understanding, with every season, they always cast new folks and new faces that are kind of like friends of the cast and maybe they
Right.
stay. I mean, if you in Shaw's, every season there was new cast members. So I don't think that's out of the ordinary.
Yeah, no.
Am I worried about the spotlight? No, there's more to share and it's going to be more fun. And recently, as of like 24 hours ago, because some of the things that go through my mind are like, fuck, it's hard finding a girl that is going to be down to date on
Yes.
camera. Like this is
Yeah.
not like, first of all, it's hard to date.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
He just went away.
What happened?
You jumped off on us. You said, I'm
And
not
I'm
talking
like,
about this anymore.
I was
Do
like,
not
It was-
leave me on that cliffhanger.
It was a storm off. He was pissed.
I said something and I was like, and both your faces were frozen. I'm like, oh my God, are they pissed? Or like, I was like,
Oh,
shit,
no.
I shouldn't have said
It
that.
takes a lot.
You
We're
were both like this.
impossible
You were
to
both like-
insult.
Where did I cut off?
You cut off where you
said
said
within the last 24 hours, it's been,
Ooh.
talking about dating somebody on camera.
you found a woman.
Yes.
Oh my
When
God.
a man loves a woman. I love that song. Yes. Like I'd love to be able to like actually have time with a woman, maybe Persian, who like there's a real connection there, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just like a one and done. I don't know, that's kind of the wrong way to say it or the right way to say
No.
it, but it's not that, right? Because that's all I've been exposed to throughout the season, at least this season 1. And so I'm excited about
Oh
it
my-
versus like
Did you just meet her 24 hours ago?
who?
The girl?
Which girl?
Well, you were
You-
saying within the last 24 hours, you've had this
Yeah.
revelation.
No. The revelation was, I'm hoping in their
Oh,
soul.
not that you
Gotcha.
found
Okay.
somebody.
No,
I thought
Oh
some
my
girl
God.
made you have this revelation. I was like,
no,
damn,
I wish. No,
daddy.
no, it's a doggy dog
Oh,
world out
wow.
here. But the casting folks are really good at casting great people, obviously, and so I'm hopeful and excited that that might be an outcome
Oh.
of this, like getting new cast.
Yeah.
How do you feel
Yep.
about the reunion? This is your first one.
We have a reunion.
I mean,
No, they're not having a
they're
reunion.
not?
They said no, and
That's
that's weird.
stupid.
I think they don't
Yeah.
have it for season one. Like they didn't have they like isn't that common that you don't have it for
Well,
first season?
the regular Valley was going to have one. Like they had everything set up and then they canceled it last minute. And so they technically were going to have one.
Well, the first season of Miami had the most lame thing, like 6 people and Watch What Happens Live in that tiny studio. So I don't know. I don't remember. That was a long
I
time
love a
ago.
reunion. Nothing makes me
Yeah.
happier. And I felt like you probably would have brought a really great outfit.
Yeah, I mean, look, check this one out. I got this.
Yeah,
in-
stand up, stand up.
It's a little stained, so
Are-
I'm scared if I stand up,
stained?
you'll see the stain.
Oh no, I don't see the stain. That looks great. This is
You
a-
know, you could probably hit the gym a little more.
Vintage,
Then you?
vintage. I think it's a woman's suit from this store in Soho called Grandma Did It Better or something, and it's from like
You're
pre-war, post-war, like 70s.
no.
So it's a really sick fit. And I put my little lion emblem for Iran,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
presenting the freedom for our people.
Hey, stepping away from the show for a minute. So you were born in Iran, but then you went to Canada when you were like 7, right?
Mhm.
So when we talked to Reza Senior, that's what I'm going to call him. When we talked to Reza
I like
Senior,
that. I like
you're,
that.
I love that.
you're Reza
That's a
Junior.
new one. I like Reza. Ooh, but Reza Jr. I just don't want it to turn into RJ.
It just
That's
he
okay,
has
so
to
you're
be
just
Reza
Reza,
Senior,
just
that's it.
Reza. No,
Or
Reza
Reza the
Jackson.
second.
Reza
Okay,
Yeah,
Reza Jackson. So when we talked to Reza Senior, he said like growing up, he's like, I was surrounded by Persian people in Beverly Hills. Like that was my lifestyle. Did you have that in Canada?
Interesting story. So I moved when I was 7 years old. We moved into like a very, I mean, Canada, Vancouver in particular is very diverse and multicultural. And as you go into like the lower income, middle class parts of it, it's even more multicultural versus like the more expensive areas, which I'd say there's like less colored people, if I consider myself a person of color. But growing up, like in high school, maybe I had like one Persian friend and like 5 percentage points of the high school was Persian. And so I grew up like pretty dominantly like in Canadian/American culture. And then I remember it was that summer, a year after I had my little mini glow up where I lost my baby fat. I went to Iran. Love the Iranian girls. Obviously love the food. I've always loved the food. Love the culture, the music. I was just listening to Persian songs. And so the first day I get back to university, it was called UBC, University of British Columbia. I met my cousin who lives in Iran's best friend that's in Vancouver, and we're still friends now. I just saw her a few days ago in New York. And that was the start of me bringing back the Persian culture. And like 60% of my friends were Iranian in university. And I went back to Iran every summer after that until, university was done, and I haven't gone back since. And so that was kind of like the rebirth of like bringing back my Persian sort of heritage.
Do you feel like it was hard when you were growing up, not having like, because I imagine your parents born and raised in Iran and then you go to Canada. And so like your lifestyle at home probably was very different than what everyone else was having. Like, was that hard for you?
I think it was hard and built character, right? So
Okay.
I think we did all have something in common where a lot of us were immigrants. So they might have not been Persian, but Indian person will have a similar experience just in a different language than I have. And so some of the moments were hard where I remember like I remember this very vividly, where I had korma sabzi. I don't know how familiar you are with Persian food. If not, you should be, or I'm going to be upset. Korma sabzi is
That's not
that.
the sour cherry rice, because I need that sour cherry rice in my life. My niece is marrying a Persian, and the wedding is like in 3 weeks, and it's crazy. We're so excited.
That's a very
Crazy.
that's a very
Like
nuanced
crazy.
dish, and I'm very
Turned
impressed.
on.
Yeah, thank
Oh,
you.
really?
Thank
Okay,
you,
good,
Ace.
good. That was my
You're
intention
welcome.
to turn
Yes.
you on. So that
Korma
my plan is
sabzi
working.
is the green stew with the beans in it and
Okay.
the lamb or beef. Long story short, it smells, and you'll smell like it for 3 days.
Mhm.
And so I would bring this to school when I was like 8, 9, and all the little, white kids, Canadian kids would be like, "Oh my God, what is that? It smells gross." And I'd beg my mom to make me peanut butter and jam sandwiches. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, in those moments, it was kind of awkward. But guess what? In university, I'd show up to that, put the korma sabzi on the table, and just
And everybody wanted it.
everybody wanted it.
Right. Right.
I feel like too, I wonder if that has to do with your own confidence level too. Like if I saw you eating that and I saw that like, oh my God, you're decent looking, you have a great body. Like actually I want that too. You know, I'm an easy sell.
I had
like
a
that.
dad bod part of college, so
Sure you did.
it's something that comes with eating korma sabzi is dad bod. It's not the best,
Oh, dad bod. Okay, in
macronutrients
college.
to get fit.
Yeah. Right. You're not counting macros in college.
Right. Now back to the show. So Reza Sr. has said that he thinks that Sky and Bamshad are heading toward divorce. What are your thoughts on their relationship?
Oof. If you asked me this question before I saw the show, it would be less, if there's a spectrum of like divorce here to like
Yeah.
for sure staying together,
Yeah.
I would have been here, right? Before watching. Now that I've
The
watched
last episode.
it, I think I'm like here. And to
Okay.
give you context, Reza's probably here. Reza Sr.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I think he knows her shit, man. He's been with her for 15 years. I don't think what we're seeing is brand new to Bamshad.
To them.
I think
Right.
what's going to be brand new to them is now being exposed, and him maybe sitting there thinking, "Oh yeah, this is kind of bad. Like I could
It was
I
kind
could
of bad.
I
and
could
I'm
really
kind of
see it.
looking-
Like reality TV is a mirror, right?"
Yeah.
So I'm not as confident as Reza Senior, but I definitely have more doubts in the stability or longevity rather of their relationship after being a viewer of the show.
Right. Right.
I'm
I need
really
a little bit more
hoping
time.
Reza Sr. really catches on.
I'm gonna.
I mean,
text
they
him
have
right now
two
and tell him
wonderful
to go.
kids. Like the two kids are like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's so precious, and I think that has so much value in such a big role in this kind of a decision, and isn't taken lightly. And so that's what I always think about when I think
The
about
thing is that
divorce.
women in particular who have been on reality TV, there is a moment where they start believing their own press and they start thinking that they are like superstars. It doesn't happen in the first season, but it does happen, and I hope that she's not an easy person. She wouldn't be easy for anybody, I think, but I kind of in certain scenes think that he already is giving her the ick, and I just don't think that she's coming back from that. Just as a woman viewing from the outside, I don't know her. It's a very bold statement, but I think I don't see. I don't know.
Oh, you're saying it more from not from bomb shots. I'd saying like, oh, she's
No.
crazy. I can't be with her. More so from
No.
her saying he's not man enough because he's not standing up for me. Like I need a
Right.
stronger man.
And
kind
I
of thing.
want more money and I want more this, and now maybe I deserve more, and I don't. She's treating the relationship so negligently that I feel that she doesn't care if he leaves. In fact, she might want that, and I think that it's something she might regret. You never know, but I think he's a great guy and a really nice guy, and I think it's just going to be interesting to see all that unfold. But I kind of predict hearing you say, I tried to help you. I tried to be the peacemaker. I tried to do this, and you fucked it up, and don't come to me now, because you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink,
Yeah.
and that horse doesn't want to drink. So let it go.
I think if
You know?
anything, I'd probably be more bullish, but I'm definitely not gonna keep beating a dead horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's reality TV is hard for marriage. I think you're in a great place that you came on single, because any relationship you have, if it ends up on TV, will probably develop on TV, where some of these people, they have such a history and then they're like, oh shit, like I'm seeing my relationship completely differently now. And I mean, if you look at reality stars, they don't have the best track record with
No.
marriages.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
get married on TV. Don't renew your vows on TV.
So hold on,
Never.
should I not get married on TV, or should I get married then get on TV? Because I'm already on TV, so I kind of have
No,
no
you can
choice.
get married. I'm just saying, don't let Bravo make a spinoff out of it.
Don't do like Reza's Happily Ever After.
Right. Yeah. There's been so many of those shows, and then they all end up divorced or end up in a lavender marriage like Ace.
Right.
So I think that you came onto the show with an incredible sense of self. I see that you don't shy away from challenges, and you think those challenges have helped you become who you are today. And I think that makes you a really great cast member. I know it sounds like I'm blowing sunshine up your ass, but I'm not.
Keep blowing it.
I'm very.
I'm taking it, baby.
Bend over.
Bend over.
Drop the sound.
No, but I think, I like that. I think that the audience is going to get to know different aspects of you, and to see you go through all that, finding somebody, like I was saying that my niece is getting married. She's Cuban, Cuban American.
How old
like
are you?
me.
What do you mean niece?
Oh, I'm so old. I'm old.
Reza has really bad eyesight, guys.
Yeah.
I'm wearing sunglasses.
But you know what? They say that Cuban don't crack either. Okay, so I'm gonna go.
I love my Latinas. I just want to put that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who doesn't like Latinas?
Right. So she converted. They're very strict, very wealthy Beverly Hills family or whatever, but they really wanted him to be with somebody Persian, and the entire.
Hold on, she's Persian Jewish, and so she.
No, he is the boyfriend.
And then she converted.
Yeah. She converted, but she's so happy, and they're so in love, and they're, it's a great family. I'm having so much fun just learning everything. They show up with trays of jewels for this girl at every event before the wedding. I'm like, is there a part where the auntie gets jewels too? Like ginormous diamonds. It's crazy. But what a fun culture. What a fun, I just love it. So I love watching the show because I learn more about it. I know very little about it, yet I'm surrounded by a lot of people who are Persian.
Yeah.
So, but I do think you should marry somebody Persian.
Do you feel a pressure to have to marry someone Persian? I know you said you like Persian women, and you also said you like Latinas, but is there any sort of pressure within your family or community that's like, you better, procreate?
So I wouldn't think about it from like Persian Jews, for example. There's definitely a pressure to not only marry a Jewish girl, but a Persian Jewish girl, right?
Yes,
So I think in that culture, the grandmothers and stuff, that is some real pressure, and for legitimate reasons, and I totally understand it. In my case, it's not like that kind of a pressure. It was for. The pressure wasn't to get a Persian wife. The Persian was just settle down already, dude. And I would tell my dad at 20, he wouldn't bother me at 20. At 25, he's like, hey man, you gotta start thinking about it. I'm like, Dad, 30, just like you. I get to 30, nowhere near. He's like, all right, man. And he's the guy that goes around we call them mehmunis, gatherings or parties. And he would lecture all the men that are above 30 and are not married, or all the men that are married above 35 and don't have kids yet. And so then it came to his own son. And I was like, Dad, I'm just focusing on my career. Give me till 35. And 35 hits, he's like, I'm going to try reverse psychology. No pressure.
Just don't get married.
Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. We don't have grandkids. You're not it's not like you're our only child or anything. But I want I want to, maybe she doesn't have to be Persian, but someone who understands culture, right? And isn't bland. And so I think even in that Cuban example, she's probably embracing both Jewish culture and Persian culture, and they're loving her for it. So I think it's not a complete no if she's not Persian, but being Persian will obviously check off some of those like inherent boxes immediately, because then she can go gossip with my mom, which I would love to
Right,
see.
right.
But
No,
like,
Reza and I have talked about it. It's like it's very similar, the Cubans and the Persians in, the ethnocentricity. Like you love your culture, you love to party, but you want your children close to you and you want everybody to be united, like as opposed to being white, like Ace. It's so
Hey.
boring.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
What does my
like,
family have
ooh.
culturally? Hot dogs,
Yeah, right.
Ooh,
Yeah,
brother,
exactly.
ooh.
God,
Reza, what are your DMs like? I imagine
Yeah.
they're
Ugh.
good.
it's bad, right? Or good.
I mean, what's bad? What's good? I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, do you get tit pics or dick pics or both?
It's all of the above, man.
Like you go to your message request and it's like hidden for privacy, and then you're like, I gotta see what it is.
It's definitely more like dudes. Well, no, I mean, like, it's pretty 50-50.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who are like, I love the show, I love your great addition, and like huge scripts as to like why they like me as a person. Then there's the girls with like, more of like the nude angle. Maybe it's not a nude, but it's like that kind of a direction. And then
Angle.
there's a whole bunch of dudes. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, thanks, man. And I try to respond to everybody. Right. So like if they say something, I might say thank you or like heart it. And then maybe they
Oh,
take
that's
that as a
weird. I
sign.
sent you a dick pic and there wasn't a response. So
I gotta. I mean, I have his phone number because Reza gave it to me, but I actually DM'd him and he responded.
okay.
Very
But
polite.
you know what I love about you is that you're willing to, really push against like toxic masculinity. And it's like, clearly I am actually a gay man who's just in hiding, but like, it's hard to be like yourself sometimes and not have people like come for you. And I know that you dealt with that like growing up, and even still today, people being like, oh, like, aren't you into men? It's like, no, just because I'm hot and I wear nice stuff and I
don't
look
get
good.
that from him at all. I have to be honest. I didn't even think that was the thing. But
You know
I
how
think
many
you're
times
projecting
I've
it.
had it's very weird. I think gay people in like gay men have a really good gaydar. So like IRL, huh? Like when what you see on camera is just a small percentage and a edited version of whatever me. So take that to the side. But like in real life, like I don't get hit on by that many gay men because I think they know they know the vibe, right? Like they
Yeah.
get an eye contact, whatever. It's usually girls that are off. Like how many times I've had a girl come over, we start kissing, and then she's like, wait, I thought you were gay. I was like, well, baby, it's your lucky day. I'm not. Yeah, and it's not like something I'm doing on purpose to like make them feel safe. It's just how I am naturally. But I think it's the flamboyance, the outfits.
Well, they say
whatever.
if you have a personality, then you're going to be accused of being gay. Like,
Right.
And
unless
that's
you're
fine. That's the
complete
best thing to
dud.
be accused of. What a
Right.
compliment. Thank
Right.
you.
No,
Exactly.
we love it.
Before we go, Reza, I just want to know if you were to have to put somebody from the Valley Persian style as your emergency contact, who would you put? And then if you had to put somebody on a DNR, do not resuscitate, whose name would end up there?
Hold on. Explain do not resuscitate. I don't get the.
Like, like if you had a choice, like if they were on life support
And you had to charge
and
your
you had
phone.
to disconnect them, right? And you had to charge your phone. Would you disconnect them to charge your phone
Oh shit.
just to get rid of them?
Ooh. I mean,
And then your emergency contact, who do you feel closest to?
emergency contact would be like between Greg and Amir, for sure.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
hard to choose. I can't because I call Amir for more like
Oh my God.
sentimental things, and
I love him
Greg
so
for
much.
more like cut the bullshit, tell me how it is kind of vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Who would I cut off? Why are you asking me these questions? You're gonna get me in
That's
trouble.
that's the
You need
beauty
to
of
just give some version of the truth and then say later, I lied.
I don't cut off anybody. I'm calling.
No, he's not going to cut off anybody.
Oh my God, I would.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
wouldn't
Like,
even charge
nobody-
my phone. My phone could be at 50% and I'd unplug someone.
especially me, right?
Especially
But
Ana.
I think
Yeah.
sometimes because Golnessa, for example, like I
Yeah.
Oh
can't
my
say
God.
Sky yet because we're not there. You know, I don't have the same
Right,
relationship
right.
and feelings that the other cast has. I think Golnessa, me and her, it's just like a love and hate relationship. Like at one moment I'm like, oh my God, I'm so scared of her. And another moment I'm like, God damn, she's hot. So
It is.
She
It's
is.
the
She's hot, but
definition
she's
of
0 to 60 in like a millisecond.
That's called
so
fucking
like one
fight.
second she could be the person I call, and another second she could be the person that's being blocked. So maybe that answers
Yeah.
your question.
But
Right,
the
right, right.
reason you want to block her is because of that intensity. And it's
Yeah.
almost like, oh shit. You know,
So you
like
think there's sexual tension between you and Golnessa?
obviously.
Yeah, I see it too. I see it too. She's so hot.
Yes and no, right? Like sometimes yes, sometimes
Yeah.
no. So
If you
Right.
guys had a sex tape leak, I would absolutely pay the $29.99 to watch.
Me too. Well, I would pay for you to copy it for me, but
Thank you. Thank
we
you.
split the $29.99.
Listen, Reza, you've done a lot with your life. I think that probably, I know that you were like Beverly Hills Magazine, top 40 under 40. You've got this new show. You have a ton of followers on everything, but like, I think Reality Court's probably the biggest like success for you. And so we're grateful that we could give you this opportunity. You know, we really appreciate you coming on, and you know, getting your team really to come after us, being like, guys, please, let's get him on the show. Let's get him on the show. And I was like, God,
I got a
they're
good
pushy.
team. You know what I mean?
They
I
got
a
you
good
here,
team.
you know.
They can break
So
through doors, through barriers to get to the cream
Right.
de la crop.
No, you've been a joy, like really so much fun to have on, and you're just easy to talk to. And I think our listeners are really going to enjoy having gotten to know you through this, you know, medium. I really do think we got to know a lot about you. And it's all the things I already assumed, which is good because that means that you're very much being yourself on TV. Like there were no surprises for me. I kind of felt that you are who you are and who we see on TV every week.
I love that.
So
And
I'm
here's the
excited about
takeaway.
it.
Since you've peeled more of the onion, so to say,
Yeah.
next time you have Persian food, in particular kebab, kubide maybe,
Yeah.
have it
Uh-huh.
with raw onion. Bite into that
Oh,
onion.
of
Okay?
course.
And think
Oh.
about this episode.
But my ex-husband is Lebanese.
So they did that?
So they have, oh yeah. I mean, they'll might put it in a little water to like take the edge off it, but yeah.
No, we just
Yeah.
like it raw.
You just get it like an apple. You will eat it like
I
an
mean, it
apple.
depends on how aggressive you are as a person. Either you peel one layer and bite into it
Right.
with every bite, or sometimes
Yeah.
if you're just really in the mood, you just go ahead and eat into it like an apple. It's gonna stink. And if you have a partner, you should
Yeah.
just do it together because if you both smell like onion,
Right.
and onion's kind of like an aphrodisiac, I'm not doing
Another
well.
reason. Yeah. Oh, it is? Okay. Well, that's another reason you got to find a Persian girl.
Ace
I
goes and
The
grabs
whole
an
onion
onion.
thing.
I've eaten an onion before, but it was to help me when I was sick, and then I just ended up shitting myself. So, unfortunate for me, you know, that's that white boy stomach in me. The Reza Jackson, thank you so much for coming today. Don't forget, open up my DM of my dick pic, just kind of give me like a rating or something, whatever it is, you know. Feel free to send one back. Guys, you can find Reza everywhere. This man is everywhere, and I think that if you get to follow Reza, then you will also want to jump in his DMs. If you're a beautiful Persian woman, maybe front of the line, you know?
Yeah.
Or
We're
a
taking
beautiful
applications.
woman. Take out the Persian. Don't just limit it to Persian.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Beautiful woman.
And if you're
Latina girls, he likes Latinas, you know?
what if you're like a mediocre white dude?
No, Ace. Look
We're
at
obviously not talking about Ace.
Thank you so much, Reza, for joining us at Reality Court. Guys, go leave us a 5-star review. Nothing less than only say nice things about us. Follow Reza on social media. And thank you all. Thank you, Reza. Thank you, Reza's team, for really pushing to get him here. We know that this was a really big get for you guys. Thank you, Andy Cohen, for finding us, Reza. And as always, thank you, Beyonce. Please don't have us killed. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful week. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.